This is a GRE issue. The topic you can read. Although many people think that the luxuries and conveniences of contemporary life are entirely harmless, they actually prevent people from becoming truly independent. So, if you look at this topic immediately, you must first brainstorm and you must ask yourself some questions. And I think a simple template which you can use to ask yourself questions is who, what, where, when, why, how. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Now let's look at this topic. And what is this? Although many people think that the luxuries and conveniences of contemporary life are entirely harmless, they actually prevent people from becoming truly independent. Don't you think that's a very cynical view? Obviously, you must use this word. The speaker takes an extremely cynical view. That's how you should start off. The speaker takes an extremely cynical view and claims that all these luxuries and conveniences actually prevent people from becoming truly independent, while the truth seems to be that yes, this is the problem with some people, but to overgeneralize and say that all people are prevented from becoming truly independent is extremely irrational and therefore unacceptable. That is how you should go about talking. If you brainstorm, you will then, first paragraph, you will talk about why luxuries are necessary. Luxuries, we need luxuries to improve the quality of our life, for entertainment, for recreation. Give some examples, write one paragraph about why luxuries are necessary. Then, one paragraph about what conveniences are truly, and also in that paragraph you can distinguish between what is a convenience and a luxury. We all know that, right? You need a bike, but you don't need a Harley Davidson. Why do you need a Harley Davidson? In case, unless you want to show off. Snobbery is a problem. Bike snobs are there, book snobs are there, music snobs are there, all kinds of snobs, food snobs are there. A snob is a person who attaches too much importance to status and imitates the fashion set by the rich and looks down on the others. So snobbery is a serious problem. So you will write about how luxuries are needed and how they are important. And unfortunately, some people get mixed up, and what is actually a luxury for one could be a convenience for another, and vice versa. So you should explore this also and write one paragraph on that. You see what happens with many young people. They have the latest Android phones with all kinds of gadgets and applications. If you observe what they are doing with all this, they'll be wasting their time indulging in frivolous chatter. Just imagine, Newton and Einstein and all those great scientists, they didn't have even a calculator. Einstein used a paper and a pen. And so, if Einstein had the iPhone that you are using or the Android phones, then Einstein would have, discovered much, much more. He would have performed miracles. And what are we doing with all these facilities? We are abusing all these. We don't need them. And if you can truly put them to good use, the right use, then you should be the greatest scientist alive in the world today. But what are you doing with all that? You can write about how students have become addicted to all kinds of social, networking sites and applications and video games, and one paragraph on how even school students seem to be so dependent on calculators even for simple math. They've lost the capacity and memory. Another fallout, actually, when so much knowledge is freely available on Google, people seem to have lost the capacity to retain useful information, right? So I think you can explore this idea, and now you will definitely mention that over-dependence on luxuries makes a person very complacent and very, very inactive, passive. An idea occurred to me, just in case if suddenly all the technology in this world is taken away from us and we are left with nothing, no cell phones, no Android, nothing, all the technology. Most people will not know how to conduct their lives because they don't know even a simple task like making a cup of tea. They won't know how to do even the basic deeds. They won't know how to wash their pant or shirt because they need a washing machine for that. cooking rice, they have a rice cooker, electronic one. So you can imagine, then that person will be, people have become completely dependent on technology to such an extent that if you take the technology away, they will be totally helpless.